Okay, so, last time on Need for Speed Most Wanted, we did the Blacklist 6 race events, for which we have done all 11 now. So, let's now move on to the milestone events, and where we are now going to switch over to the 10th car we will be driving in this game, the Mercedes CLK 500. And before we do anything else, first and foremost, I'm going to put upgrades on this thing, and then once I have done that, I will also be putting on... Oh, I'm outside the performance house anyway. Okay, was not expecting that. But anyway, we're now inside the shop, and what I am going to do is put on some more upgrades and make absolutely sure that I tweak my transmission because, well, I am convinced in saying why I'm currently too slow with my Mercedes is because I am not getting enough speed through the corners. Even though that's partly being attributed... Oh, I see. So that's what it is. Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to see if I can get some more power out of the turbo. I'm going to try and see if I can get more power out of the turbo. Possibly a little more from the nitrous as well. Just to see if that does anything. First time you've actually seen me using performance tuning. And well, because these photo tickets, well, they've really been pissing me off. And I kind of need to make sure that I actually nail this. So I'm hopeful in saying that with my performance tuning tweaks, I may have more of a chance to actually get this done right. And I'm still too slow. However, the performance tuning has shown that it does make my car faster. And that's also because I did get more power out of the turbo. Ah, finally. God, that took me at least 25 minutes to come up with a setup that would actually work for this. I'm so glad I actually increased the nitrous and just the power output from the turbo. I'm so glad I did both of those things, because it actually worked. I actually used the performance tuning to physically make my car go faster. And I think it's fair to say that because of that, I think I've actually found my answer for the speed traps. Or photo ticket speed traps, I should say. I might have actually found my answer after struggling so much. I just needed to put more of that power output in both the nitrous and the turbo. And then, well, I more or less got it to work from there, basically.
Reckless driver has just come into 911, still on the line. Suspect was last seen heading south over Seagate Bridge. I see.
Alright. Got the second one, 161. And now we just have one more to get.
Hello. Hey. I hear you want to get personal. Now, I want you to know that you've been moved up in the world. Now, you and I have our own wondering how I got your number, let's just say not everyone out there is your friend. Especially when they need to get their ride out of lockup. You have a good night. I'll be seeing you.
I was not expecting myself to get a voicemail from Sergeant Cross. But well, I guess because I have come a long way up the blacklist. That's probably the main reason why he sent me the voicemail. Okay, before we get on with the next one, I have to get myself back to the safe house again, so cops don't interfere with my progress. And now, we are going to get our last photo ticket. Took me up until this point to wait until I knew the time was right to actually get some performance tuning on this car, but it's fair to say it's now working wonders for me. And that's what seems to be helping me out at this time. Just getting more of that power output. It's actually seeming to work for me at the moment. Of course, that doesn't mean to say it doesn't have its disadvantages, but for now... 163. Now, that is more like it. Okay, we've got some bounty on the board, and now that means we will be able to get on with our other milestone events. However, before then, we will save the game so we don't have to go through these photo tickets again. Performance tuning in this game, by the way, it does actually help. If you can manage to dodge the bullets of the traffic long enough, you eventually will get the bounty scores you're looking for, if you're able to use your performance tuning the right way. I would honestly say every area has its advantages and disadvantages, but in the case of me increasing the power output from both the nitrous and the turbo, yeah, I would say in those cases, they actually worked. Because we got all 3 photo tickets. Now, we are going to get some bounty on the board. Especially since I have now got all the photo tickets, and I have also saved to the game so I don't have to go through all those again. Now we get down to the meat of the
Dispatch, Echo 11.
pursuit grinding.
I'm pulling over speeder. Suspect is in a silver Mercedes. This guy is way over the limit.
Right, okay. Getting these other milestones... it's actually pretty hard, if I do say so myself. And I can certainly say up to this point, the police have basically been baiting me with every fucking trap they can set. However, I needed a few minutes to settle down and probably get myself some paracetamol or whatever it is you use to treat headaches. I figured that because I had a headache, it was making me worse. I needed to basically treat my head with something that would help me instead of hurt me. And that's kind of what I think the event up to this point has basically done to me. It has been physically hurting me mentally, because my head is not really in the right frame of mind right now. And that is what seems to be hurting me right now. But I am still convinced in saying I can do this. Huh, well, fuck you then.
To set up a roadblock. Let's get a quadrant going. It got away from me.
Bravo 27, I'm cruising in west of suspect. I have still no contact.
And yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, getting these milestones, man, they're actually really fucking hard. They are just becoming increasingly harder for me to actually get these fucking milestones. It honestly feels like I'm literally having to bust my balls just to somehow make some progress.
10-4, Echo 12. Detailing units now.
I can definitely say this is one of those ball-busting tasks that I no doubt have to be at one with. Plus it's also because, well, the piss filter up to this point, I have also been dealing with headaches. And I think it's fair to say that has also been hurting me mentally. And I'm now up to heat level 2.
Escalated the chase to condition 2.
So hopefully that means there will be roadblocks showing up sooner rather than later. And I can also wait to see how long it is. Oh, and there goes the other one.
I lost him. Get units on my point to set up containment. I'm on him.
Okay, and where is he? Is he here? Okay, he is here. Okay, that's now 4 police vehicles I have damaged. And I think that cop got rid of one of the pursuit breakers. Or maybe he didn't, even though it did look like it, but whatever. Pursuit is still going, so that is what I wish to do. I wish for the pursuit to continue because it has to. So I can get those bounty points.
Mars tail, and on a closer distance. Stand by those backup units. Watch yourself, break wide until this clears up.
Yeah, these pursuits, man, they are just not wanting to really remove themselves. And easy way to slip through.
Yeah, Charlie 2-4, we set up a 1073, just bring him to us.
And that's a roadblock
Dispatch,
avoided.
get everything you got over here. We're code 3, I'm gonna lose him.
You haven't lost me yet.
I've got that code 6 party located, reinitiating pursuit.
If you can really stay with me.
Has been changed to condition 3. Condition 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get in front of this
I'm
guy.
starting to be convinced in saying that I might have to basically speed up these pursuits because of how long they're taking. I'm convinced in saying that is going to be one of the things I may have to do. In terms of just speeding this up.
He's running a block, I can't get in there.
Okay. Okay. And are there any spike strips? And no, there are not. Okay. The spike strips do not hit the pavements.
1023 with
They hit the road, but they don't hit the pavements. And are there any here? And no, there isn't. There is a sawhorse, however, which I break through.
Alright, stay with him. We're gonna try something new. BCB, lost visual, stand by. Got him to him. Echo 3.
Okay, he's still behind me.
He just knocked out one out. I need some backup.
Haven't used that pursuit breaker yet. And I don't need to either because... Oh, there's a road block down there. And looks like this one will have a spike strip. Or maybe it won't. But what it will have is a short shoot to the pavement. Okay. That's a civilian car. So... yeah. How much bounty am I on? I feel like that's one thing I have not mentioned up to this point. Okay. So that's now 13 cops I've hit. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm convinced in saying I will have to eventually speed this up. That's just one thing I basically have to do at some point. Okay, I'm gonna head for the stadium dome. Okay.
He's gone. I need a quadrant. Vehicle lost. Alright, I got him. Vehicle located.
Okay. So, it seems as though the pursuit breakers in chaotic circumstances do help you out. That's honestly what I was needing to see. Or needing to use at least. Which is probably why it worked. Because I bided my time and waited for that shot to strike. And that's what I did. It struck at the right time. And as a result, it paid off. Now we just have to see what we can do from here.
Vehicle just left the road.
Okay, I'm heading through here. And I should have hit that tower. Sadly I didn't. However, I did manage to get the trading paint milestone. Not with the vehicles, of course, but... okay, and... alright. Okay. Now, I have to wait for the spike strips. Ones that I think will come to me sooner rather than later. Oh, damn it. Come on, get moving, get moving, get moving, get moving. Got it. We're still moving. It's okay. We're fine. We're still moving. Could use that pursuit breaker, but I'm not going to. I think I'll use the next one. Once I find it. It's right there. Use that proficiently. And that now gets rid of some of the threats. Which is kind of what I want. Now I have to try and see if I am able to get some more spike strips, as well as some more roadblocks. I think the bounty target was 80,000, and I'm now up to 103,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Jump on him now. Let's get on him. Get on him. Come on, block him. Just rolled over. He just rolled her. Still moving.
Haha, nice try. Okay. And, yep, there is a spike strip. It's on both sides of the road. However, I avoid both of them. Okay.
Check your screens for a roadblock.
that's now 2 spike strips dodged. So, we're actually doing pretty well at the moment.
I'm gonna slow him down with a 1075. Hold on while I get in front of him.
I cannot tell if my capture card is still recording or not. I think it is, but because my monitor is switched off, it's hard to determine for sure. But as ever, I am of course willing to basically strike on as much as I can. Which is basically what I more or less have to do in this game, almost axiodomically. And that's now 3... Oh, it was another roadblock. Okay. Well, this definitely feels like it's going to be my longest pursuit which has been done in this game so far. If I get there somehow. And there's another roadblock up ahead. I think I dodged that. Okay, I did dodge it, thankfully.
This driver's got no intention of stopping. I'm gonna sideswipe the vehicle.
And I really have to make sure that I get rid of these cops in the right areas. Right, and right before those SUVs show up to ram me, I avoid them. And we've got another roadblock. However, I dodged the spike strip.
No, it didn't work. We're gonna need a new roadblock set up ahead.
Okay, this time we're actually doing something right this time. I can feel it. We're actually doing something correctly for once. Which is what I want to be doing.
Attention units on the code 3 chase.
I got him. Get everybody over here.
Okay, I'm up to 9 roadblocks
I'm taking him out.
and 3 spike strips. Okay, and there's a spike strip right over there. Can I get through the sawhorses? Yes, I can. And okay, that's all of our milestones met.
I can't get into position.
Now I have to figure out how to get rid of these fools. Time to look for a pursuit breaker. If I can find one. As I almost ran straight into the median, and that's pretty much what I fought for. And we've got another roadblock ahead. I cannot see through all the smoke. Okay. Can I get through it? Yes, I can. Okay. Now I have to use the pursuit breakers.
We are in a holding pattern above the vehicle.
And there is one on the pavement as well. It does not cover the full pavement, however, which is lucky for me. And now I am going to get rid of them. Okay.
Units are a
I
couple
am
miles
using a
away.
pursuit breaker.
We lost the vehicle.
Okay. Where is the nearest one? The nearest one is up there. Brilliant.
Units heading up to the pursuit call. Be advised, suspect
12
was
minutes
last
and
reported
30
heading
seconds.
eastbound near the
That's
Financial
how long
District.
that went on for.
Supervisor confirms quadrant to be set up. Units to reference their GPS for position. Stand by for updates.
Can I get to the cooldown spot? Yes, I can.
What's that unit doing down there?
Thank God. I actually got it done this time.
That quadrant.
And I did not get busted either, which is even better. So we've done all 4 of our milestone targets. And we also completed the spike strip challenge as well. Is this still recording? Yes, it is. And on this take, it only took me 17 minutes to get through all that. And 558,600 bounty is how much I scored. So I damaged a total of 30 police vehicles, immobilized 10, dodged 12 roadblocks, 6 spike strips is how many I dodged, and I have reached 7 unserved infractions. The only one I have not served is reckless driving. I'm honestly amazed to say that is one thing I have not done yet. But either way, 7 infractions, and we've done all the milestone challenges. And we traded paint with 22 police vehicles as well. Okay, there we go.
Alright, you know the deal. Ming knows you got a lot of rep behind you. He doesn't want to wait any longer to take you on. Get this run over with.
10-4, Rog. That's pretty much the way I should have done things before. But either way, we got it done. And in all honesty, I think that's okay. We got all the milestones out the way. And now all we have to do is race against Ming. However, before we do that, I need to save the game. You pretty much know the drill by now. I save the game whenever I complete milestone and or race events. And when I meet those, basically, I then do the racing afterwards. So I don't have to go through the milestone events again. However, before we get on with this, I am going to head over to the tuning house to get some customization on this thing. So, with that being said, it is time now to cue the music. As soon as I get to the shop. Also, something else I learned from this is that performance tuning in this game, it does actually work. So I think it's fair to say Rog has been giving me some very useful tips. Okay, now it is time to cue the music. Okay, that's pretty much everything we can fit to this car now visually, so that our heat level is now down to its lowest. So, everything is now pretty much done on this car, and just to show you again how I did it, I increased the output on both the nitrous and the turbo. That was how I got through the bounty events, and now that we're done with those, I'm going to save the game, because I have to be at the safe house in order to save the game with autosave off. And in all honesty, I actually like how back in the day you did have an option to turn autosave on or off. I think that was one thing that actually helped out with a lot of racing games back then. In some cases, that option was actually quite useful. Anyway, now we are racing Ming. So we've got a circuit race in Little Italy, and we've got a speed trap event at North Bay and College. Let's go. And here is Ming in his Lamborghini Gallardo, where I've seen a Mitsubishi Eclipse, a Subaru Pretzel, and a civilian car. I don't know which one that is. I just refer to it as a civilian car, but here is my metallic silver Mercedes. Which at least has a striking look. And quite surprisingly, the start line is not where the finish line is. Well, I suppose that's understandable. Still, I actually don't know if in some games it is still an option over whether you have the choice to turn autosave on or off. But I do know that under the circumstances, there were some things about this era of video games that really seemed to just work out better compared to the video games of today, when basically autosave is just, well, pretty much locked on with every game now. And I suppose that's understandable because, well, some games can be more time-consuming than others. And you know, I get that. That of course doesn't mean to say there aren't some solid video games out there in the modern age. I mean, you only need to look at, I would honestly say, examples like probably GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Both of those, by the way, are Rockstar games that know what it takes to create a solidly good video game that really does have that immersive graphics feel and just the genuine interaction with the player users. And that's all. I may have to retry this. But either way, I am still keeping up with Ming. Needless to say, the rubber banding is definitely stronger, since we're now further up the blacklist. And, in all honesty, I'm actually doing a pretty good job of fending off from Ming. And cross the line, and there we go, race 1 is done, in 2 minutes 45 seconds. Winning in the end by 2 seconds over Ming. And an average speed of 109, with 3 traffic collisions and a top speed of 169. Nice. And Ming set the overall top speed of 178. Okay, 1 race done. Now let's get on with the second race. That was a very quick cutscene. So it's a speed trap race, which means we could be in trouble here. Yeah, I may have to put some more power into the turbo if I'm actually going to beat that Lamborghini. I almost came back to win on my first attempt, but once the game reset, the Lambo managed to beat me. And I think there were a few reasons why that was the case, but whatever. I'm still prepared to try again and make sure that I do manage to eventually come out on top. Because that's what I try to make sure I do with these racing games. Somehow find a way to go out on top. And that is a big ass jump at high speeds, if I do say so myself. And I've gone too early. However, Ming hits a civilian car, which means I am just behind him, although I hardly believe I will catch him. Damn it. One car. That's all it takes for this race to suddenly blow up in my face. It just takes that. I now have Satan's number on my overall speed. I think taking the other way, that actually sped me up. And I'm gonna reset the game, because there is no way I was getting out of that. I think this is probably the first time for a bit where I've actually had to just restart what's essentially a boss race on the blacklist. It's been a while since I've had to do that, because, well, you just have to do so many races before you can take them on. That's kind of the way it is, more or less. Okay. This is where I need to make sure my mistakes are minimized. I really cannot afford to screw this over now. Okay, I think that should be enough. I'm certainly hopeful in saying that should be enough. And yes, it is. I don't know what those flashes are there for, but I'd assume they're just part of the game itself. But either way, I accumulated over 1100 miles per hour, and Ming set just under 1100 miles per hour. That was very close in terms of the race. And my top speed trap speed was 163, with my lowest being at the first sector with 119. So once again, I started out in second, but then I managed to get up into first with my consistent speeds. Well, actually, correction. Those were Ming's top speeds. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. So, I led most of that race, with my lowest speed being 86, and my highest speed being 188 miles per hour. So less than 200 is what I set in one speed trap. Okay, let's try and see if we can get Ming's ride, since I have now decided that's what my approach is going to be. To make sure I get every blacklist car I can physically get. And also to buy myself a car eventually. Okay. Let's try and see if we can get lucky with this. And we get another get out of jail free card, so it's one of these two. Yeah, we got it. Okay. My streak of winning pink slips 2 cars continues. I have now got Ming's Lambo. Let's go. And now we enter the top 5 of the blacklist. And that took me at least 1.5 hours to get there. So next up, we have Webster, who will be our next challenger on the blacklist, who drives a Chevrolet Corvette C6. And he will be our next rival on the blacklist, coming in the next episode.